There's no one-size-fits-all approach to creating a successful fundraising strategy and plan.
People are nervous, right? It's a big deal. We're raising $10 million, even if we're raising $1 or $3 million, depending on the size of the org.
Major gift fundraising is not deadline driven. It really is probably the only type of fundraising, along with planned giving, that is not deadline driven.
AI comes on the scene that's affordable, accessible, that can provide insights and personalization at scale.
That's the first core element of this fundraising engine or funnel, is making sure that the top of your funnel, the beginning of your fundraising process, you are in front of the right people.
What do the people we serve need? And how do we open the door to help them get there?
What happens a lot of times is we get this discomfort or this fear, and our brain tells our body to stop.
We can acquire donors and we can automate everything. And that's where I worry, at least personally, around the perils of AI, that it would remove humans from the interaction.
This is the Intentional Fundraiser podcast.
Artificial intelligence isn't coming. It's already here in your donors' expectations. They live in a world of same-day delivery, personalized feeds, and instant answers. They feel the difference when our outreach feels slow, generic, or uninformed. Today on the Intentional Fundraiser podcast, we are talking about AI-powered prep, human-centered conversations. I am Tammy Zonker. I help fundraisers and nonprofit leaders like you grow transformational major gifts in a way that stays deeply human. By the end of this episode, you will have a clear sense of what artificial intelligence is helpful for in donor research and call prep, a simple workflow you can test for your next donor meeting, and a few guardrails to keep your ethics and relationships at the center. Let us start with the good news, what artificial intelligence can do well and fast. Artificial intelligence is already helping nonprofits work faster and smarter, especially in research and prep. Studies show that nonprofit teams using artificial intelligence are seeing higher efficiency and better targeting. Vendors talk about faster pipeline movement and better portfolio focus for major gift officers. Underneath the marketing language, there is a real point. These tools process information faster than we ever could. For donor research and call prep, here is what artificial intelligence does well. First, synthesis of public information. Artificial intelligence can scan public articles, interviews, company pages, and reports, then pull the highlights into a short summary. Instead of you spending an hour with 10 browser tabs open, you can get a one-paragraph overview in seconds, then confirm details. Second, pattern spotting in your notes. If you feed an AI assistant anonymized high-level notes from several meetings, it can suggest themes, interests, or concerns. You still confirm those themes, but you are no longer starting from a blank page. Third, first drafts of prep documents. Artificial intelligence is good at outlines and templates. You can ask for a one-page prep brief, a set of conversation openers, or a basic agenda. Then you take that draft and shape it to match your voice and the donor relationship. Fourth, simple role play. You can ask an artificial intelligence tool to play the role of a donor and ask you questions about your organization or a project. This is not perfect, and it will not match your donor's personality. But if you do want an artificial intelligence tool that does an amazing job of matching donor personalities, I recommend you use Practivated, created by my dear friend Mallory Erickson. With Practivated, you can practice asking through private role play with lifelike donor avatars and receive real-time feedback. It helps you rehearse your talking points and identify places you need better questions and clearer answers. If you want to learn more about Practivated, message me on LinkedIn and I'll help you set up a demo. In the spirit of full transparency, Fundraising Transformed is a partner of Practivated. Think about one recent donor meeting where you felt underprepared. If you had a one-page brief that summarized public info, your objective, and 2 good questions, how might that visit have felt different? The point here is simple. Artificial intelligence can save you time on research and first drafts so you can spend more time preparing your heart, your questions, and your presence. Now, the other side of the story, the danger zone, where lines should be drawn. Trust is the currency of fundraising in this artificial intelligence era. Recent donor perception studies show that donors are open to artificial intelligence if it makes things more efficient and relevant, but they get concerned about data use, privacy, and transparency. Funders and sector leaders are saying the same thing. Support artificial intelligence, but insist on responsible use. There are places where artificial intelligence does not belong in your donor work. First, artificial intelligence should not guess at private or sensitive life details. You should not ask artificial intelligence to infer things like health, family conflict, or political giving that a donor has not shared with you. Many ethical frameworks for fundraising artificial intelligence warn against exploiting vulnerabilities or making assumptions that donors would find intrusive. Second, artificial intelligence should not override your ethics or your relationships. The best guidance in the field says artificial intelligence should support human judgment, not replace it. You are still responsible for how you frame an ask, how you respond to hesitations, and how you steward intent. Third, you need to be careful about where donor data goes. Open, public artificial intelligence tools are often not the right place for detailed donor records, giving history, or internal notes. Sector experts stress secure systems, clear consent, and strict privacy practices. Let me flag 2 pain points that I hear often. Pain point number 1 is I feel behind and pressured to use artificial intelligence, but I do not know what is safe. Leaders feel caught between expectations to modernize and the fear of making a misstep that erodes trust. And the second pain point is my team is already using artificial intelligence informally, but we have no policy or training. People are pasting who knows what into different tools, and you, as a leader, have no line of sight. If you relate to either of those, you are not alone. The key is not to avoid artificial intelligence entirely. The key is to decide where it belongs and where it does not. Let us walk step by step through a practical research to call brief workflow. You can adapt this to your tech stack and comfort level. Picture a development director named Susan. Susan has a meeting coming up with a longtime donor who recently sold a business and started a new philanthropic initiative. Susan wants to show up informed, but not invasive. The first step is to gather public information. Susan opens an artificial intelligence tool and types something like, summarize recent public information about, and this is where you insert the donor's name or their company, and then continue typing into the tool. Focus on professional background, community involvement, and recent news or press. Keep it factual and neutral. Susan reviews the summary. She clicks a few of the linked articles to confirm accuracy. If something feels off or incomplete, she fixes it. Step 2, connect to mission. Susan asks, based on this public information, list 3 possible areas where, type donor's name, interests might align with an organization focused on your mission area, such as youth development or environmental justice. Keep these as hypotheses, not certainties. Here is the important part. Susan treats these as hypotheses, not facts. She compares them with what she already knows from past visits and her own notes. The third step is to generate a 1-page brief. Susan takes only what she knows to be accurate and prompts. Using this verified information, draft a 1-page donor meeting brief. Include a short background section, 3 possible topics of shared interest, 3 open-ended conversation starters that connect the donor's interests to our mission, and a section for my meeting objective and next steps. Leave that blank for me to fill in. The artificial intelligence tool produces a simple, structured document. Susan then adds her own notes from the CRM, including past gifts, known family interests, and any sensitive details she already has permission to use. She does not paste those back into the artificial intelligence tool. She adds them in her own document or system. Step 4 is to clarify the objective. Susan takes a moment and writes her call objective by hand. For example, explore her new focus areas and test interest in a 3-year commitment to expand our program in her hometown. She also writes 2 possible next steps: a follow-up visit with the CEO and a tailored concept note. And step 5 is do some light role play. If she has time, Susan asks the artificial intelligence tool, play the role of fill in the name of the donor. Ask me 5 questions you might ask about our organization and this project based on the public information above. She practices answering those questions out loud, not to memorize lines, but to hear where she feels uncertain. She makes a note of any question she wants to clarify with her program team before the meeting. By the time she is done, Susan has a 1-page prep brief, a clear objective and next steps, a short list of questions to clarify internally, and a few conversation starters that feel natural to her. This whole workflow takes maybe 30 to 40 minutes the first time, and less as she gets used to it. The artificial intelligence tool has helped with research and structure. Susan remains fully responsible for what she says and how she shows up in the visit. Let us talk about creating simple guardrails inside your shop. Sector groups and ethical frameworks are starting to give guidance, but every organization still needs its own simple rules. Here are 4 building blocks you can use with your team. Guardrail number 1 is define what data never goes into artificial intelligence tools. Write a short list. For example, no health information, no family conflicts, no legal issues, no internal notes about a donor's personal struggles. Keep this list visible and talk about it in staff meetings. The second guardrail is define assist versus own. Artificial intelligence assists with research, summarizing, drafting agendas, and reminding you of tasks. Humans own relationship decisions, ask strategy, and anything that affects donor intent, restrictions, or stewardship. You can literally write these 2 columns on a slide and use it in training. Guardrail number 3 is choose a small set of approved tools. Work with your IT or data partners to decide which artificial intelligence tools are allowed for donor-related work. Consider tools that offer stronger privacy protections or are built into systems you already trust. Make it clear where staff should work so they are not scattering donor information across random apps. And guardrail number 4 is start with 1 pilot and a short debrief. Instead of rolling artificial intelligence out across everything, choose 1 use case. For example, artificial intelligence assisted prep briefs for 5 donor meetings this month. Afterward, meet as a team and ask, what worked? What felt uncomfortable? And what do we need to adjust in our prompts or policies? This approach matches what many experts are seeing. Organizations that treat artificial intelligence as a team practice grounded in ethics see better results and fewer missteps. If you are walking the dog or driving right now, think of 1 simple guardrail you wish your organization had around artificial intelligence. Maybe it is no donor data in public tools, or artificial intelligence can assist with research, but not with ask amounts. Make a note to raise that in your next leadership or development team meeting. Let me bring this together and offer 1 concrete experiment. Here are 3 key takeaways. Takeaway number 1 is artificial intelligence is useful for summarizing public information, drafting prep documents, and helping you structure your thinking. Used well, it reduces busy work and frees more time for real donor relationships. The second takeaway is your ethics and presence are non-negotiable. Donors and funders are open to artificial intelligence, but they are watching how you use data and whether your outreach still feels human and trustworthy. And takeaway number 3, you do not need a full artificial intelligence strategy to start. You only need 1 careful workflow and a few clear guardrails. Then you can learn and adapt as you go. Here is the 1 experiment I invite you to run before your next donor visit. Step 1, pick one upcoming donor meeting, not your most high-stakes meeting, but a meaningful one where better prep would help. Step 2, use artificial intelligence to generate a one-page prep brief focused on public information, alignment with your mission, and conversation openers. The third step is add your own objective notes and next steps. Do not paste sensitive data into the tool. Keep that in your CRM or your own document. And the last step is after the meeting. Reflect. Ask yourself and your team, did I feel more prepared? Did the conversation feel more present and human? Did any part of the artificial intelligence use feel off or risky? You will learn more from that one experiment than from any article or webinar. Let me name 2 or 3 pain points you might still feel, even after this episode. You might feel uncertain about which tools to choose and how to evaluate their claims. Or you might worry that your board or leadership expects faster results than your team can deliver, even with artificial intelligence. Or you might feel the weight of being the one who has to say, we need guardrails before we go further. Those are real pressures. You do not have to solve them all at once. You only need to take the next step that keeps donors at the center and builds trust inside your shop. If this episode was helpful, share it with a colleague, your leadership, or a board member who is asking questions about artificial intelligence. Use it as a conversation starter for your next staff or committee meeting. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Intentional Fundraiser podcast. You are doing such important work in a complex time. Artificial intelligence will keep evolving, but donors will always remember how you made them feel heard, respected, and valued. Keep transforming your fundraising so you can transform the world.
The Intentional Fundraiser podcast is a Fundraising Transformed original. I'm Trent Thompson, executive producer, CMO, and head of community at Fundraising Transformed and the Modern Institute for Charitable Giving. The Intentional Fundraiser podcast has been recognized by FeedSpot as one of the top 80 fundraising podcasts on the web. This recognition means so much to us, and it wouldn't be possible without your incredible support, encouragement, and thoughtful engagement. Every listen, share, and conversation has helped us grow and reach more passionate fundraisers like you. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to review and rate it 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, and be sure to follow or subscribe wherever you listen. For resources mentioned in this episode and to subscribe to our Scaling Major Gifts newsletter, visit fundraisingtransformed.com.